We're staying here for 4 nights total, and we got the deluxe room. We managed to get 2 queen-size beds separated by a bedside table. They also had some interesting music playing in the background. At the end of the room, there are 2 couches with a leg rest to enjoy the Okanagan views. Unlike hotels with a balcony, this room has a latch to open the glass-to-ceiling window. While the bottom half of the area is windowed, you can privately see the views with the naked eye at the top half. As this hotel is famed for its abundance in Swarovski crystals, there was a nice decoration embedded in the room, and below it is a mini fridge. By the window, there's also a nice bathtub. Connecting the tub to the bathroom area is the shower. To be honest, the shampoos and such were so drying to the point that I'm glad I brought my own. There's a decent amount of storage here. Even the mirror has Swarovski crystals. I thought that the design of the 2 sinks was cool. Lastly, there's this desk beside the bed, as well as the closet, which I already hung some jackets in. I either overpacked or the room didn't have much hangers to begin with. We also brought over some board games just in case we have some downtime. For the rest of the afternoon, I unpacked and arranged a number of items. Looking back at this footage, I realized that I brought a lot of pink items with me on this trip. We're mainly here for the spa, but since we booked some dinner reservations elsewhere, I also packed my makeup. Across the storage area is this ledge, which I use for my shower basket. I brought a number of bath bombs I never used for this trip, as it's not convenient for me to take a bath at home. I also brought the bath bomb I bought the other day. I'm now unbundling the spa supplies they provided for us on the bed. Included are these super comfortable slippers, a brown towel for the steam and sauna rooms, and a bathrobe. The room also comes with various light fixtures you can customize. There's even a mini projector tucked into the room. I always like to unpack immediately after I arrive. That way, I can fully enjoy the rest of the vacation. I spent a decent amount of time by the window taking in the views. It felt like I was looking at a detailed painting. I also used the footrest at one point. The wind was blowing pretty strongly, which made the views more immersive. I felt truly content and present in the moment. Looking at this view made me realize how fast-paced my life is compared to this trip so far. It was really nice letting go of time for a bit. There's this sitting area in the main lobby, and behind it is the gift shop. Besides clothing and swimwear, they also sell a number of Swarovski items. The cafe inside the resort is called Barik in Java. Beside the entrance, there are a number of pictures detailing how the resort was built. By the way, these footages fluctuate from daytime to nighttime in order to show the hotel in its full glory. Both sides of the hotel are connected using these bridges with crystal chandeliers attached to them. On the other side of the gift shop is another lobby area with a number of seating arrangements. Even the washroom sign is bedazzled. There's a staircase connecting the ground floor to the first floor. There's also a seating area built between the staircases. From here, you can see a little balcony area that you can enter through the ground floor lobby. Back into the hotel, the Peak Fine restaurant that I just went to for breakfast is on the first floor and the library is on the second floor. There's really not much going on here. Now, let's head back to the ground floor to go to the Curse Spa. Before we explore any further, I actually have a massage appointment. Spa appointments aren't really a necessity to have the best time here, but I just want to pamper myself during this trip. I forgot to film, but besides the tea room, at the end of the hall is the Serenity Room. This room is one of a kind as it allows spa guests to fully bask in the Okanagan views devoid of sound. There are a number of seats meant for full relaxation. Just beware that some people come here after using the pool. There are a total of 7 steam and sauna areas, including 2 cool-off areas. I always started my spa experience with the Aqua Meditation Room. It's a really nice room to get into the spa mood. I didn't film the rest of the room since I didn't want my phone to break. As for the cooling areas, the first one is these really nice showers. Each button gives nice water pressure and some of them even releases a nice scent. There's also an area to get water. The other cool-off area is called the Igloo. It comes with these 2 ice walls to lay your back on. Fresh ice is also provided to smother all over your body. For dinner, we went to downtown Vernon to Phoenix Steakhouse. We got some bread, some meatballs, and some nice truffle fries. We each got some steak and it was really tasty. It's said to be one of the best restaurants in downtown Vernon, and I can see why. I didn't get to show this when we were driving back from Block 1 restaurant, but the night drives in Vernon are pretty scary. It felt like we were at the start of a horror movie. Fortunately, we made it back to the hotel safely, and I plan to use one of my bath bombs tonight. I actually bought this one a long time ago, so I completely forgot that it was a purple polar bear. The bath ran pretty nicely, and I was obsessed with the lights on the ceiling. The bath even came with this shower head extension. I headed to bed after the bath. We once again headed down to Peak Fine restaurant in our robes. We decided to get something completely different each time, so I got a berry yogurt bowl. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best. To take advantage of the nice weather, we hiked along their trails. Sparkling Hill is actually located behind Predator's Ridge Resort, so we got to look at their golf course a little bit. On the way back, we saw this big rodent running across the street. We thought there was only one of them, but we saw a second one. Turns out they were yellow-bellied marmots. The clouds were starting to show up again, so we headed back to the resort. Since we went to downtown Vernon pretty late last night, we didn't get to explore much. Because of this, we went back and tried one of their cafes. The cafe was really cozy. We got a number of pastries as well as an iced coffee. It was pretty bitter, so I added some milk. The Besides their croissant, I also got a blueberry cheesecake. This pretzel came with a cheddar beer dipping, which I've never tried before. I probably wouldn't get it again, but it was nice trying new food. For dinner, we went to Journey's Farmhouse, which is one of the 3 dining areas in the resort. It's a cottage-themed German restaurant. We got to walk around and choose our own room, and it just so happened this one was empty. We both got a cocktail to share, and I really like how it looks. The menu detailed more facts about the resort. My boyfriend got a German sausage, and I got an add-on sauce with my chicken schnitzel. Everything tasted really good, but I wish the portion size was bigger. The Okanagan sunsets are always so nice to look at. Despite getting something different again, I'm kinda getting sick of Peak Fine Restaurant. The only reason we're eating here is because it's complimentary. To try something new, I ran a bath during the daytime. As seen in my previous video, I bought this bath bomb in Metrotown and I'm gonna use it now. It was a really relaxing experience bathing in the hot water and looking at the views. Before my second spa appointment, we played some Uno Flip. This is one of my favorite variants of Uno. After the massage, I got this nice lavender pouch. After using the spas again, we went to the pool. The indoor pool has glowing lights on the roof, and beside it is the hot tub. On the other side of the pool is the Neep Walk. Basically, you step in warm water for a moment, and then you step into cold water. The first time that I did this was very unbearable, but by the end of the trip, I got used to it. Back to the indoor pool, there's this door that connects to the outdoor infinity pool. I didn't get to fully film it because there were a lot of people, but it was really cozy. For dinner, we headed to Predator's Ridge to try their restaurant called Range Lounge and Grill. We got some buffalo chicken wings and a burger each. It came with 2 kinds of dipping sauces. This was probably the thickest burger I've ever gotten. To fully enjoy the sunset on our last night here, we headed back to the heated infinity pool. I'm definitely gonna miss this the most. For our last experience at Peak Fine, we both ordered the daily omelet. The server described it so nicely, but we both didn't like it. To make it to checkout time, I'm speed packing everything. Before we leave, I'll give you 2 tips on how I stayed safe in the hotel. Firstly, I brought my portable door lock with me. Besides locking the door as usual, we also used the portable door lock for extra security at night. We also did a full room sweep on day 1 and used this tissue to stuff the peephole. We managed to check out on time and we're heading to downtown Kelowna. Our reservation for this restaurant is actually in the afternoon, but since we didn't eat a lot for breakfast, we went there early. This place is a Korean-Italian fusion restaurant. I got their spaghetti carbonara as well as some honey garlic bread. My boyfriend got their tonkatsu. Everything was really flavorful and I highly recommend that you stop by if you ever go to Kelowna. In the afternoon, we went to this park in Kelowna. We thought of renting Lime scooters, but it was too windy. We spent 2 to 3 hours here walking and talking. We then drove 5 hours all the way home. I'm really happy to finally share with you all my sparkling hill trip. I was really relaxed and rejuvenated throughout the trip, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out my other videos. See you next time. Bye!